SMBs adopting AI right now, only 30% make it out of the pilot stage. And those that do, that are even more successful, 40% says it increases productivity and 91% says it has boost earnings. Let me show you how. So here's what happened in the past 12 months. The research is showing anywhere from 41% to 55% are adopting AI in their business. But overall, if only 3 out of 10 are working or getting past the pilot stage, that means 7 out of the 10 are not. So in this video, we're going to kind of dissect that, look about what are the best practices and give you practical case studies on how people have implemented AI. The goal here is how to do more with your existing workforce than what you were doing before. You want to show the productivity. Those that have implemented well saw 91% saw an increase in earnings. 87% saw an increase in productivity. Those are great numbers without adding a whole lot of cost or the cost of an employee. I'm not a big advocate of using AI to cut employees. What I am is how can we use AI to help get more out of our current workforce so that we're doing more with the existing amount and so you become more profitable. So the best way to think about AI and when you want to implement AI is doing a minimum viable AI framework. So what is the framework to adopt AI for your SMB? Here's a 3-rule test. So this is a simple framework with 3 rules. First rule, 1 problem, 1 tool. Remember the days where you could buy a multifunction printer, it copied, it scanned, it printed. Usually they sucked at all 3. They weren't purpose-built. Today in the world of AI, you want purpose-built AI tools. They're usually cheaper than the multifaceted. If you want to go after multifaceted, take a look at really getting well with the AI, the current ones like ChatGPT, Claude, Microsoft M365. But if you want specific purpose-built, that is going to get you the most effective, and typically it will be the cheapest. Next, you want to make your team better, not reduce your team size. So most of the best companies, 92%, are using AI for customer service. And then of that, they're saying that they're having dramatically faster response times. My only caution with using AI for customer service is let people know they're working with AI. Don't hide the fact. People will figure it out soon enough. They might get frustrated. Some of the key ones is if you have a chatbot, people can type in human at any time and they'd be connected with a human person behind that. That's a great way. We all know what's going on. We know what's happening. After you get through those 2 levels, you want to take a look at the 30-30 rule. 30 days to pilot, 30 days to ROI. If you can't get it up and running within 30 days, it's no longer a purpose-built tool. It's multifunction, and it's just going to lead to greater frustration. If you can't see an ROI after initial pilot stage in 30 days, you need to kill the project. It's not worth continuing and keeping pay this. If people want this long-term contract to get AI, they're not really doing AI. They're trying to lock you into a contract, and AI is adopting so fast and so rapidly. What works today isn't going to be there tomorrow. From June to September of 2025, what has happened? Now it went from not a lot of people using AI in SMB to 55% saying they're experimenting with it. Now in just a short little time, now AI search engines are coming and challenging Google. AI is rapidly adopting. So you need to be flexible in this ROI approach. Don't get yourself locked in. Take a step-by-step approach. Overall, what you want to achieve, faster service, better work, let AI do the redundant issues. You have your team upskill or focus on what are the higher level things that build value. So let's give you 3 case studies kind of highlighting this point. First is a coffee company in Portland, Oregon. They were doing about $800K in annual expenses. They're a very profitable coffee company. But the owner had a subscription business. People love that subscription business to get coffee, the coffee that they've created, come into the store, get the coffee. It was doing very well. But the problem was on that subscription business, the owner and the general manager are spending 12 to 15 hours a week just answering emails. Hey, when is my subscription renewal coming up? Can I pause this month? Can I do X? Can I get Y? What about this? Great emails. Customers need to know what's going on. Not everything is on the website, even though it might be on the website. Some customers just don't read it. So that being the case, they looked at what was their solution. They decided to go with ChatGPT, get the Pro version, build their own GPT engine, and then train that to help integrate with their chat function. So it became a chatbot. $20 a month for ChatGPT Pro. Great add-on versus hiring a dedicated customer service person for $35 to $40K, answering simple questions and making it go forward. ChatGPT also did a report out. What were the key questions? What needed to be changed? Helping update the customer so they could do it all at once. It wasn't 100% federated, but that's $20 versus getting a whole done-for-you system. Great. They leaned in. What were the results? About 30 hours a week went down to 4 hours. So they just concentrated on the more complex problems. The AI bot, the chat bot, handled all the simple stuff, provided a report. They're continuing to work so they can integrate it so it could automatically change. But you know what? 4 hours is a lot better than 30 hours. So definitive cost savings. What they saved themselves over the time frame was $15,000 and over 500 hours between the both of them. But here's the difference. They also had to invest the time. Building that chatbot, building your own GPT, it takes time. What did that take? You're taking a look at probably about 12 to 20 hours just to load it with all the information, build the FAQs, get it going. And then on top of that, you're going to have to spend probably at least 1 hour per week taking a look at the different questions and training the chatbot how to answer those questions. The more you do it, the less work that you're going to have to put in, but you're always going to have to put work. You can't just extricate the humans right now and just say, hey, I just want the chatbot. We've seen stories where that's been disastrous. So the immediate ROI, they could see it within the 30 days. But here's the key point. They needed to invest the time. You have to take the time to learn and how to integrate it successfully and pilot this. That is important. So what were the overall benefits of the coffee shop? Is now 73% of customer inquiries are handled by the chatbot. The manager's time, like I mentioned, and the owners went from 30 hours down to about 4 hours each. Overall, their satisfaction rating went from 8.1 to 8.9, which is increased revenue for them. And they saved $30,000 to $45,000 on customer service rep. That is instantaneous ROI within the 30 days that they're noticing. Here's the lesson. As an SMB, you can't hire for every position, even though customers expect that. But use AI strategically to fill in those gaps so that you look like a bigger company than you are. People want the customer service. They don't want to go through all the hassles. Reduce the friction that a customer experiences with AI. So let's talk about being purpose-built and having a purpose-built tool. There's a landscaping company out of Atlanta, Georgia. It took over 90 minutes to get the bid. They'd have to look on Google Maps or they'd have to go measure it themselves. And they struggled with this. The turnaround time was slow. They weren't getting bids out fast enough. So after a little investigation, they got two tools. First one is they went to Planet Bid. $89 a month. They will take a look at the satellite imagery and measure that out. Now the bid time went from 90 minutes to 22 minutes. Then they went into ChatGPT, got the Pro version, and will use Google Sheets to automate their formulas for bidding the work. Overall, 90 minutes, 22 minutes. They still had a human review it before it went out, so not to have any mistakes. But that is a massive increase in time. And the faster you get a bid to somebody, or a quote, the more likely you are to get that success rate, 5 to 7 times. Why? Because it's fresh in their brains. They understand it. They know that you work fast and your responsiveness. Responsiveness is the lifeblood of SMB sales. You go to a national brand, I can guarantee you, sometimes it might take you 3 days to a week to get a quote back. If you're coming back within a quote, that's fast money and that's good for business and increasing revenues. So very purpose-built. Overall, the solution costs $109. The instant savings was almost doing bids in less than 1/3 of the time that they're doing before. That means they can do faster bids, more bids within the week. That means their ability to grow has increased dramatically. So what was their minimum viable solution? Planet Bid, ChatGPT, and using ChatGPT to automate Google Sheets for the automatic bidding. Total solution, $109. There's a little bit more that they can do with ChatGPT and taking that and doing it into forms and having the bid go out. It's step-by-step approach here that they need to do. What was the result? Instead of doing 8 bids a week, they're doing 24 bids a week. Instead of a 32% close rate, they upped it to 41%. So they increased the close rate by 9%, all for $109 a month. So what's the lesson? Small business should optimize and automate the bottlenecks. Go after the big bottlenecks in business. And when you go after the big ones, it makes everything else a little bit easier. Okay, finally, let's talk about a medium business, an HVAC distributor, a little bit more complex. They did $8 million revenue. They had 42 employees. Their number one issue was inventory. Sometimes they were stocked too much and it was slow moving, so that was wasting capital. Sometimes they had to wait weeks to get the right parts in the product. How did they work this? How did this company get better? Well, they dove in and they found a purpose-built AI tool for inventory, especially for HVAC companies. That costs $200 a month. Then they also use Microsoft M365, an increase of about $25 a month that would integrate all their Microsoft suite. So together, what they found is they're able to get much more accurate on the inventory. They're able to reduce the things that were slow moving, increase the things that were fast moving, and making sure that they had those in stock when the customers want it. Overall, their inventory went down dramatically. So what was the breaking point which led to this? They were currently overstock or understock, like I discussed. Overstock, tied up cash. Understock, they lost sales to competitors. Their procurement manager used to feed everything into Excel and do everything by hand. Now it's all automated and it's more discussions. What's selling, what's going out the door, and what are the key trends with that? What was the traditional solution? Buy an enterprise resource planning, $85,000 a year. Still an $8 million company in revenue. Do you really want to spend $85,000 when your alternative using AI was coming in under $300, $350 a month? So what was overall savings? Forecast accuracy went from 60 to 87%. They dropped reduction in inventory by $140,000. Ultimately, what they discovered is they had $168,000 in savings versus a $3,600 spend in that same time frame, comparatively versus paying $85,000 for an enterprise software suite or inventory control. $3,600 versus $85,000 to get $168,000 in savings. Medium businesses don't need enterprise software. They have most of the tools already. What you do need is AI tools to help optimize and make you more efficient with what you're using today. There is a need for enterprise software, but most SMBs are not at that point. When you start scaling real big, yes, enterprise software is incredibly worth it. Now we need to look at how AI makes that happen. It's going to make you more nimble than your enterprise counterparts. So what about the hype? How has it been resulting? 42% of customers, of SMB customers, say that they're scrapping the AI projects they have done. And of the pilots, we talked about only 30% getting past the pilot stage. Most of the customers, that means 70% are scrapping them before the thing ever gets past the pilot phase. That is a huge number. So they're investing money, but more importantly, they're investing their time and energy, and it's not working out. Here are 7 red flags that you need to take a look for when looking for AI hype. First one, it says AI powered. Real AI, real language learning modules, great. Fake AI powered by advanced AI algorithms. If it doesn't tell you how it works, it's all fluff. Second, AI takes 6 months to implement. If things take 6 months to implement, it's not worth your time and it's not purpose-built. Focus on one solution, one problem. You're doing some good groundwork, maybe put in some good mental capacity, and how you customize it to yourself is going to save you from buying that big bulky system. An AI system should not take 6 months to implement. It should be, remember the 30-30, 30 days to pilot, 30 days to see ROI. If you don't get that done in 60 days, kill the project. Red flag number 3, requires custom development. If you need someone to custom development and it's going to take a long time, that's not AI, that's not purpose-built, don't get it. You need off-the-shelf, ready to go. That's going to solve 95% of your problems. Red flag number 4, they can't show an ROI to you or to explain the ROI, what it's going to be in 90 days or less. Then it's not purpose-built for what you needed to do, and they're just selling you fluff. The top performer should get a 10x to an 8x productivity boost from the AI tool that they're trying to implement, and they should also see a revenue boost. That goes back to the ROI. I keep coming back to the ROI. If you can't see the improvement in cash flow, it's not something you need to go after. Next red flag, they promise to replace your team so you can cut staff. If that's happening, AI should augment. If they're promising to cut staff, all they're trying to do is you cut staff and then you become more dependent on them. So be really wary of what that needs to take. AI for red flag number 6. They say it's completely plug and play. It's going to solve all your problems. No AI system is going to solve all your problems. You are going to have to work on it. You're going to have to do your own customization to it. You're going to have to adapt it and train it on your company. If that doesn't take, it's not for you. The last one is you see a lot of advertisements on Facebook, Instagram to make you the most dangerous person in the room, taking 15 minutes a day to learn AI. Most of the tools that they show you are pretty generic. ChatGPT, Canva. Yes, Canva does different things. You don't need to go through all that expense. An AI shouldn't be taking 15 minutes a day. You can build your own module by going into a ChatGPT, Microsoft, or even Claude and saying, how do I train myself on this new program? What are the steps I need to take? If that does not do it for you, I always suggest go to YouTube. There's great providers that will dive deep into it. Currently in my company, we have about 4 different AI modules that we use. We use M365 because it's connected with Microsoft Suite. We use Claude, which is very good at coding and doing the scripting. If you take a look at Claude, the CEO says now within even Claude AI, 80% of his employees are using the Claude Code tool. Great tool to do to get coding, to make things look and understand as best as possible. We also have Canva AI because we do a lot with going to market and doing the digital. And the final one is we use make.com for the AI employees. So we're helping and we're creating and we're doing it customized to us. I do want to stress that I'm not getting any feedback or any extra dollars by these are just what we use. We're paying for them full market price. What are the green flags to look for? Clear problem, solution fit, a free trial or a pilot program, or a very low-cost entry fee, works with your existing tools, pricing on the website, case studies with real numbers, encourages transparency with customers about AI use. Very good for ethics. If they have free trials, but they don't offer everything, but then the next level, several $100s, that's probably not what you're looking for. But if they do have a free trial, but you can't get everything, and the next one is $20 a month, that's a very easy investment. So take that. These are the patterns that separate 91% of the customer seen revenue growth from and 70% who fail at the pilot stage. So what's your next move? First off, find your single most repetitive task. Next step, go to Google or Bing or the AI engine of your choice and put in, here's my single most repetitive task. What is the current specific AI tool that solves this problem the best? And give me 2 comparisons in your prompt and list out the features and the pricing of that comparison. Step 3, test it for 30 days, pilot it. And then if it makes it past the pilot, take it to the ROI stage. You'll have your answers in less than 60 days. Everything that I've incorporated here, I've done myself, and within usually it's about day 25 is where I really see the value coming in. So you need to give it time. It's not instantaneous, but it will be there. If you like this, hit the subscribe button. On my website, I got minimum viable AI tools checklist that you can go through and download that. And then also take out a look at my social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Love to hear your feedback. Put in the comments below what's the single largest repetitive problem that you want to go tackle. If you have a question of which AI tool is great, book a free 15-minute consult. Either I know about it or I know the person that is really going to go in depth and can give you the best insight on what's the tool that you need to adopt. I'm Brandon Fears, and this is SMB Growth Unlimited.